Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Alice Campbell. I am a Vice President with HBS Executive Search, overseeing our Los Angeles office. And we're really excited that you were able to join HBS for this incredible session. So I'd love to introduce my colleague and friend, Dr. Sheetal Singh. Dr. Singh is an organizational psychologist and an award-winning researcher. She also heads our OD practice here at HBS. She has been studying emotional exhaustion and burnout in organizational settings for over a decade. Her mindfulness work brings her research and her personal practice together to help the corporate world. She has been conducting mindfulness sessions for HBS for 3 years now, and I hope you find some of the practices in today's session helpful in dealing with our current situation. If you do have questions, please put them in the chat box, and after the session, we'll go over them. And we're really looking forward to this. Everyone is super excited. Dr. Singh has done an amazing job over the past couple of years, and this should be a really incredible opportunity. So thank you all for joining, and I will let Sheetal take it away.
Thank you so much, Alice. Give me a second. I just want to make sure. All right. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've been conducting these mindfulness sessions for a while. It's kind of bringing together a lot of research that I do with my personal practice. And lately, what I realized, we are all going through exactly the same thing, pretty much, and thought it would be a good idea for me to share this, some of the at least practices that have been helpful to me with as many people as I can. So that's my goal with today's session. We'll try and keep the session interactive. So I'm going to have a few polls. So make sure you're ready to receive those questions and respond as we go along. We will have some time for question and answers in the end. So keep typing your questions in the chat box, and Alice will keep track of those so I can address them later. All right. So there is one common phenomena, which is, I think, for all of us is very, very common, is that we all have a tendency of focusing on what's happening, going to happen in the future, or what has happened in the past. So a lot of times, the things that we focus on with regards to past relate to things we have regrets about, things we feel guilty about. And a lot of times what we think about the future in terms of is worry. And sometimes fear, fear of not receiving what we hope to receive, fear of not being able to achieve what we hope to achieve, not being able to do what we hope to do. And that is something I think that kind of is a common struggle for all of us. The current time, what it's doing is it's forcing all of us to be in the present moment. We don't really have much of other choice, right? When we think about the future, there's so much uncertainty that we are unable to process it. The past has kind of become pretty obsolete really quickly in terms of what our normal used to be has changed really fast as well. So the current time is forcing us to be in the present. Yet there is this constant conflict that we go through with regards to not being able to use or not being used to being in the present. Which brings me to why mindfulness might be helpful to some of us. So mindfulness is basically, it's just being present in the moment. It's staying aware of what is happening right now and just being aware of it. It doesn't mean you have to do something about it. It doesn't mean you have to fight it. I've heard from people who've tried to meditate before that they haven't been able to because they're constantly struggling with their thoughts. And this is something I say to people: whatever you try to resist is going to persist. Let me actually give you an example, and let's try this. So if you're with me right now, let's become just do something for me that I'm going to ask you to do in the next few moments, okay? So everyone ready? So in the next few moments, in the next 10 seconds, do whatever you want to do, but just don't think about a pink elephant, okay? Whatever you think about, just keep the pink elephant out of your mind. Do not think about a pink elephant. Awesome, great. I think all of you did really well. Now I have a question for you. How many of you actually thought about the pink elephant? So I'm going to ask you to respond to this poll. We do have a few people who were able to resist. That is awesome. Okay. Almost got all the responses. Just letting the last few people finish. So, proving my point, almost 94% of you were able to not resist seeing the pink elephant. And that's exactly how it happens in life. Yeah, one could actually say you weren't prepared for an exercise such as this. So how about I give everybody another chance, okay? So let's do another one. So now, no matter what you do not think about a purple monkey. Purple monkeys are extremely rare. I haven't seen one in my life yet, but do whatever. Don't think about a purple monkey. Don't try to imagine it. Fight, resist as much as you can. Okay? All right, your time's up. So, question to all of you. How many of you saw the purple monkey? We actually had a few people this time who were able to resist. I wish I had a question about what you were thinking about if you weren't thinking about the purple monkey. Got a little easier. I'm sure it took a lot of energy for the ones that resisted seeing the purple monkey, but for a lot of us, it's still very difficult. So the idea really is that whatever you're going to resist is going to persist. So, and that's why today's session is more about what is it that you can do without trying to fight your current situation. If you're one good thing about the current time is that people are okay admitting that if you're stressed, it's okay to be stressed, and people are okay talking about it. People are okay seeking help and asking each other and looking at alternatives. So which is a good thing. But with that message, I want to come back to a little bit of what we've been going through in the last so many weeks. And I've been kind of observing the different stages that we've all gone through. I think we all started with the denial. It's in China. It's never going to come here. It's not going to affect us. Even after it came here, I think we were still in denial in terms of, oh, it's not going to really disrupt our life the way it did for people in China. Well, when it started becoming a little more real, I think we all started experiencing anxiety, anxiety about what does it mean? There's so much uncertainty, so much we don't know. How should we prepare about it? People started buying stuff. People started, I guess, worrying about their health more, worrying about their loved ones, especially who are exposed. So it led to a lot of fear, I think, and we are all continuing to experience different stages of fear even currently. I wouldn't say that we've passed that stage completely. Once I think we had started processing that fear a little more, we started feeling this sense of lack of control and helplessness. about the situation. We are stuck here. There's not much we are able to do. Most of us like to a little bit of control in our lives, and that gives us a sense of being able to lead our life the way we wish to. So this whole lack of control itself sent us all in a tailspin a little bit. Well, those of you who were able to cross that stage of dealing with that sense of helplessness would have then started experiencing a little bit of acceptance. But then with the acceptance came the experience of just being stationary and being in a specific place, not being able to move around, gives you that sense of lack of growth. And then I think more lately I'm feeling this sense of renewal happening where people are focusing more on what can I do right now to help myself, to renew myself. I'm changing in every moment. What is it that I can do that can make the new me exactly the way I want it to be? So I guess we're all going through these stages. I don't know if this is the end of the cycle or it's going to go back to denial again, but I'll keep my eye on it, and so do you. Stay in awareness as much as possible. Um, so I want to address three main things or three tools that hopefully you can take back and apply to your life and do something with. The first is about fear and dealing with the uncertainty has generated this sense of fearing the future, fearing for a lot of things. There's something I'd like to know about, what you're dealing with right now, and if um, you guys don't mind, I'd love for you guys to take another quick poll and tell me what's the biggest fear for you in this moment. Share that with me if you can. We are all dealing with a variety of different fears at the moment. So share with me what's the biggest fear for you right now. I know there are other fears that we might be dealing with as well. I've just got a few here that are topmost, at least in most people's minds. So um, waiting for the last few responses, not to close the poll. So out of the people who responded, I guess the biggest fear that we have currently is that of financial loss. Um, the Oh no, sorry. The biggest fear is that of the unknown, dealing with the unknown. I'm sorry. And the second most feared is financial loss. The third biggest fear that we are all dealing with is fear of losing loved ones, especially if we have people in our lives who are vulnerable. Fear of disease. We are all, I think, worried about how we might respond to it if we were infected, and fear of calamity. Um, so here are the results of what is the biggest fears that we're dealing with. So um, fear of the unknown. Let me first define what fear really is. Fear is a non-acceptance of a future outcome. That's what it really is. It's our lack of acceptance of something we believe is going to happen in the future. That's all it is. The more we resist the fear, the bigger it becomes. So if you're dealing with any fear of out of the list that I posted here or anything else, I think it would be really helpful to acknowledge the fear you're experiencing right now, because the more we try to fight it, the more we try to push it out of our minds, the bigger it will become. You don't necessarily have to go out and tell people about what you're feeling. Even just acknowledging it yourself would be very helpful. How should you deal with that? The way I deal with most fears in my life, and we all go through a ton of those in different stages, is trusting the universe. And I think one of the biggest reasons that we experience fear is because we lack trust in what is um, the future going to bring to us. And I sometimes, put my faith in the universe, and the universe hasn't disappointed. Um, so I'm going to ask you for that. Um, there's not much we can do, there's not much we can predict, but one thing we can do is acknowledge our fear and then trust the fact that whatever we fear is not going to come to fruition. I also believe our imagination is way worse than reality. So know that whatever you're imagining in your head in terms of what might happen in the future is going to be way worse than how it's going to turn out. I'm happy to connect with you 6 months from now to take stock of that. But I can assure you, I've experimented with that enough to know that our minds can sometimes conjure up um, things that are way worse than the reality would ever bring. So trust the universe if you can, and as much as possible, try and not put vivid imagination into whatever your fears might be. Which brings me, I guess, to my second important thing that we are all dealing with: lack of control or helplessness. Um, when, especially if we've been in our lives, we've had roles where we've been responsible for things. We've been in control. Your parents, your holding senior roles in organizations, which makes us believe that it is our responsibility to be in control. It is our responsibility to provide support to people and being the strong one. But at the same time, we ourselves are having that sense of control and we are feeling helpless. I'd like to share a quick story here, and I believe children happen to teach us the most in our lives. And this story actually is from my daughter. When she was in kindergarten, she would miss her bus regularly to school. And every day before running to work, I'd have to go drop her to school, which would take me extra time. So, and this was a big reason for frustration for me. So one day, out of frustration, I asked her, I was like, um, Sana, why can't you catch the bus? And she's like, Mom, I tried my best. And my natural parent response was, I don't think that was your best. I think you can do better. And her response to me was, Mom, that was my best in that moment. I let that sink in. So that was her best in that moment. So a lot of times what we're really trying to control is more than our current situation, we're trying to control the outcomes. Since we do not have that control on our outcomes right now, I'd like you to remind yourself that you are doing your best in this moment. And it might not be the same as what you were doing, say, a month back or 6 months back or a few years back. But that's what makes us judge ourselves in this moment. We compare ourselves to our previous selves in terms of what we've been able to achieve. If you can remind yourself as much as possible that no matter what you're doing, you are giving your best in this moment. And stick to that thought if you can. While we are all dealing with different things that we feel lack of control in, I also want to kind of quickly take stock of what is your biggest helplessness right now. And we might be dealing with a lot of different things, but just for my awareness, share with me what is it that you're feeling lack of control or helplessness in right now. Okay. We have about 82% response. I'm going to close the poll right now. Most of us, not surprisingly, are feeling a lot of lack of control professionally in our work environments. Some of us have the flexibility of doing our work remotely, but those of us who don't are feeling it even more. Um, Relationships is another area. Not being able to be there for people that you love, and also the ones you're with. Sometimes a lot of things that you avoided probably for a while come to surface. Children, absolutely. I never thought I'd be homeschooling my children, and I don't think I'm very successful at it at the moment. But I think again, we're all trying our best. Um, Parents and self. Um, yeah, so that pretty much encompasses most of the core areas of our life that we are dealing with right now. Here is something that I would tell you that apart from knowing that what you're doing is your best in this moment, it would also help to control what you can. So when it comes to professionally, it would be a good time to learn new skills. There are a lot of online courses that are available that you can sign up for, things that you wanted to learn but you haven't been able to. One thing I realized is that because everybody is stuck in a place right now, most people are available. So I teach leading strategically course at University of Maryland, and since everything moved online, I'm teaching this course online. I've had the benefit of inviting some very talented folks to these classes to share their wisdom. So reach out to people, seek advice, seek counsel, learn new skills if you can. Um, and try and let go of the control is what I would say as much as possible. Trying, again, control is another form of resistance. If you let things happen the way they're meant to, only controlling your action is something that you can do as it is. So why worry about things you anyways cannot control? So keep that in mind as you deal with helplessness in different areas of your life. Which brings me to probably one really powerful tool that several of you might be using already, and which is uh, gratitude. I do think we have tons to be grateful for, um, despite our current situation, despite what we might be going through. And a lot of us might be practicing gratitude as well right now. But there is something that I'd like to point out about how we give gratitude. So there are some of us who give gratitude, knowing that what we're receiving is what we worked hard for and we deserve. So we give thank you. Thank you, I deserved what I received. Thank you for giving me that. And that's how we give gratitude. And then there are some of us who are really amazed as to our luck and what we are receiving because somewhere deep down we believe we don't deserve it. And so that is when we give gratitude with lack of deserving. So I want you to check how you give gratitude. And as you do that, I also would love to maybe in the process help you bring to forefront what you're most grateful for. So if you can respond to this question for me, that'd be great. What do you usually express gratitude for in your life? Financial success, family, friends, children, career, freedom, health. What is it that you give gratitude for? And as you think about this, um, it would be very helpful to think about, do you give gratitude with deserving or do you give gratitude with non-deserving? And again, you can pick multiple options here because I'm sure we all have multiple things to be grateful for in our life. Okay, so the most important thing I think in most of our lives is family, and we're extremely grateful for that. Um, Family, health in the current times, and otherwise also you cannot enjoy anything in life if you don't have health. Um, Career, friends, children, financial success, and then finally freedom. We don't have much of freedom at the moment, so I know that there's not much gratitude going around for that one. But as you going forward, um, continue to give gratitude for what you have in your life. I'd urge you to do it with deserving. The reason being, the more we give gratitude, thinking that we weren't supposed to receive this and we somehow got it by chance, then we are more likely to lose it or we fear losing it. So check yourself, and if you can uh, show and express that gratitude as much as possible um, with deserving. All right, so which brings me towards the end of the session, and I know that some of you have been typing questions. Alice is keeping a track of that, and we will address those as we reach the end of the session. So for the next 10 minutes or so, I'd love for you to join me in a quick chakra clearing meditation. So chakras are basically these energy points in our body that allow balance of energy in our body. And currently, with all the turmoil of emotions that we've been experiencing in the last few weeks, a lot of us have either blocked chakras or feeling that imbalance of energy. So I'd love for you to join me in this meditation if you can. So make sure for the next 10 minutes you're seated somewhere where one, you're not disturbed, two, you're comfortable. And I'll lead you through this meditation with me. So sit comfortably. Make sure your spine is straight, feet flat on the ground. Place your palms on your lap, facing downward, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold. Exhale. Take another deep breath in and hold. Exhale. Let's take one more deep breath in. Hold and exhale. Just relax now. In your mind's eye, bring your attention to your crown chakra, which is right on top of your head. Your crown chakra is where you connect with the divine energy. white light enter your crown chakra in a white beam. This is the brightest white light you have ever seen. This white light to energize chakra and enter your head, spread into your eyes, let this white light now enter your third eye chakra, which is right in the center of your brows. Our third eye chakra is what gives us foresight and vision. Allow the white light to energize your third eye chakra. Watch this white light move down towards your throat now and enter your throat chakra, which is right where your apple is. Your throat chakra is what gives you the power of expression and voice. Let the white light pass through your throat chakra and energize it. Let the white light now move further down through your spine, filling your entire neck, shoulder, arms, all the way to your fingertips. The white light energizes and heals every cell of your body that it's touching. Moving through your spine, let the white light enter your heart chakra, which is right at the center of your chest, to the right hand side of your heart. Your heart chakra is where your physical being connects with your soul. Watch as the white light energizes your heart chakra. Let the light now fill the entire chest region, your lungs. Allow it to move further down and enter your solar plexus chakra, which is about 4 inches below your heart chakra. Let the light enter this chakra and spin it in perfect harmony. Let the light spread into your upper abdomen, your entire back, and move further down to enter your sacral chakra, which is where your navel is. Your sacral chakra is where we tend to also store a lot of our fears and anxiety. Let this light open up your sacral chakra and release any fears and worries you might be holding on to. It's okay to let go of these fears in this moment. Let the light fill the entire lower abdomen and your hip region, root chakra, which is where your tailbone is. Our root chakra is what connects us to the earth and also allows us to release any excess energy in our body. Let the white light harmonize your root chakra and move further down to your hip region, into your legs, all the way down to your toes. You're now completely filled with the healing white light. Visualize this energy now pass through your feet into the ground and give your gratitude to the earth for supporting you and providing you with all that you have in this moment. Watch as the energy of the earth comes back through your feet in the form of love, going up your feet, legs, into your spine, moving upward all the way into your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is now filled with the divine white light and Earth's loving energy. Soak in this energy because this is the energy of love. This is the energy of peace. This is the energy of joy. Let every cell of your body experience the love, peace, and joy. See this energy now come out of your heart chakra and form a protective bubble around you. This energy of love will continue to be with you and protect you. Gently become aware of your surroundings. Bring slight movement back into your toes and your fingertips. Bring your palms together and rub them. And gently place them on your eyes as you slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. I hope you found this meditation peaceful. This is something I like everyone to start with because I think it helps you balance out your energy um, as you move into different stages of meditation. There are a lot of tools out there that you can use for that. So I hope you continue to make mindfulness part of your daily routine in some way without any expectations. And that's something I always say because you don't want to associate too much expectation with what you might receive from it. So with that, I'd like to do a quick recap. Life is not meant to be effortful. So as much as possible, make everything effortless if you can. Stop resisting because whatever you're going to resist is going to persist. Letting go of that control itself is going to make you feel lighter. So you can then focus on whatever you can control. Remember, you are the best version of yourself in every moment. Um, and if you forget that, look at a child. They'll remind you of that. Um, Trust, if you can, in the universe to bring you what you deserve and what you need. So let go of that fear, that non-acceptance of a future outcome if you can. You can only control your actions and focus on that. Focus on engaging in positive activities if you can, learning new skills, building um, on who you are and who you want to be. So, and as much as possible, invest in your emotional being if you can find time. So, thank you so much for joining me for all this time. Really appreciate the fact that you chose to share that time with me today.